Hey there, I was just thinking about you and the fact that this is Thanksgiving week and so many of us are off with our kids out of school and whatnot. And I wanted to share some thoughts I had with you while I was doing some cardio this morning. I was thinking about you and thought I would want to share some tips that I go through every year during the holidays and pretty much any big special occasion where I plan on eating a lot of really yummy food. I talk with all my clients about food a lot. Like it's a really big topic of conversation. And I come from a family of foodies. So it's a really big focus for us at the holidays. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you is how I tackle things like Thanksgiving and Christmas and big holidays, big gatherings, so that I don't get off track and I still get to eat all the yummy food that I want. So the number one thing that I do a couple of things, but let's start with today. So today I'm starting to eat a lot more veggies. I'm prepping all my trillions of healthcare workers that are in my gut to work overtime on Thursday. So I'm eating a lot more veggies today because the fiber in the vegetables is what fuels them to make more of them. They multiply that way. Another thing that I'm going to do on Thursday is I'm going to drink water all day, water, coffee, probably. I'm going to be running around cooking a lot. And so I'm going to be busy. So I'm not really going to think about food, but I'm not going to snack before the big meal. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is I really want to eat a lot of really yummy food at the Thanksgiving dinner. And I probably want seconds and I want dessert. So I don't want to fill up on a bunch of other calories that I don't need. And so I'm just going to drink a bunch of water and I'm going to eat as much food as I want and drink as much as I want and let that be the thing to do that day, right? And I'm not going to worry about calories or any of that. I am going to track it ahead of time though, just to make sure I get enough protein in. And I'm probably going to weigh my decision with the carbohydrates because I love pie and I love mashed potatoes and stuffing. I'm one of those unfortunate souls that loves both savory and sweet carbohydrates, but I also don't want to have to work it all off the next day or spend 5 days having to work it off because I ate 3 days worth of calories in one day. So I'm probably going to take a look at the desserts and take a look at and taste the mashed potatoes and the stuffing and make an executive decision. Do I want more pie or do I want more of that stuff? And if I want kind of an even amount of both, maybe I'll just say I'm going to have one piece of pie or a half of each kind and then kind of divvy it up like that. So I'll input it into my macro tracker ahead of time so that I'm sure about what I'm doing and it's not like some accident. But even if it is and I don't enter it and I really just enjoy myself and throw caution to the wind, I am going to remind myself that it's just one day. And the next day, we get back on track. And the reason why I do it on Thanksgiving is because I really love the food. It's one of my favorite food holidays. And the leftovers aren't ever as good as the fresh stuff. So while I love leftovers, I'm probably not going to eat them with the same enthusiasm the next day or the day after as I will on Thursday. So that's why I really want to enjoy it on Thursday. So I'm going to minimize sugar in those pies. I'm going to do my best to use monk fruit sugar and stevia as a monk fruit stevia combination so that I'm cutting down on the sugar so I can eat more. This is all about volume and lots of turkey and gravy. And I'm going to make the gravy out of tapioca flour instead of wheat flour. So I'm going to keep everything gluten-free so that I'm not getting a lot of inflammatory foods. And I'm really going to just enjoy the foods that I want all day long. And the most important thing too is to get a little workout in the morning so that my metabolism is buzzing all day long. And while I'm enjoying myself, I know I've got that part in, I've already got that caloric deficit, and now I get to make up for it. So I just wanted to shout that out to you, give you a couple of tips and say thank you. I'm so glad you're here.